What up, subscribers and non-subscribers? KCRC Rock Bouncer here. Gonna do a little bit of tinkering on this thing. I'm gonna show you something that needs to be done before this weekend, which this weekend actually might come sooner than I thought. My buddy Kyle that I'm riding down with, which Kyle will probably see this video maybe. I'm gonna try and get ready by tomorrow night. Maybe we can leave and drive down over the night and be there Friday morning and just hit it hard, have a lot of fun. And I'm talking about, for those of you who don't know, me and my buddy Kyle are going to the first Southern Rock Racing Series race. He's never been, but this is my problem. There's a lot of wobble in the front end, and not nearly as much in the back end. The back end's solid compared to the front. So I am going to go ahead and replace the rod ends. I think only one of my lengths is bent a little bit, and it's this one, so I'll just take it off and hit it with a hammer a couple times and it'll be straightened out. So that's how I'm going to deal with that. And get in your way real quick and grab some tools. But super excited to go. And my links here, all my links that I make for my vehicles are all handmade or custom made by yours truly. They're actually super easy to make. There's a little bit of trial and error with them as far as how nice they turn out. And the only reason I say that is because I thread my links by hand, and when you're doing that by hand, you can accidentally oh shoot. What can I do here? Don't want to strip one of those. Those are a pain in the butt to get out. Right. If you can see, yeah, you can clearly see it's bent. So, I'll take that in the garage here in a minute. Actually, I'll do it right now. I'm going to pause you. Alrighty. I forgot what I was saying a second ago. Ugh. That's not gonna happen. Okay. Well, like I said, here to replace these rod ends just because they get a little bit worked over time. You can see it even here. Here's one that I just drilled and tapped. Because I actually widen these, I drill them, and then if you can see, there's actually a thread in there. If you look at that one, yeah, you can clearly see how it's worn down by the skid plate, which makes them really thin, and they can split right there. The rod ends up splitting right here, so this is definitely good that I'm replacing these. What's really crazy is once I really decided to go down to this race, I started tinkering on it and testing and tuning. I actually even it's just in good shape. I think I put the brand new one. No, I didn't. I put new drive shafts in it, new motor. The bearings are brand new in front and the rear axle. Where did that other mic go? Be right back. So yeah. I say the drive shafts are new, front axle shafts I replaced, the rear axle shafts I replaced. I got a good sway bar on it now, which made a big difference in its handling. It doesn't chassis twist nearly as much now when it's on the hill and lift up the tire. It keeps all four down, cutting power at the ground. Yeah, like I said, I got a new motor because I had a old 3800 kV Castle motor in it, and I blew that thing up. I actually blew a motor or bearings out of it a couple times and put it back together a couple times, but finally it had it. It still runs, but here, I've got it right here. Here it is right here. This is the motor that's in the bouncer right now. Castle brushless 1410 3800 kV. It's just it sounds terrible when it's running. She still kicks, but just not very hard. Not very hard. It's funny, me and my buddy went to a hill today that we just found, and went to check it out, and I only ran this for a few minutes, and then all of a sudden, what would you know? A freaking back trailing arm detaches from the axle, because I was working on it the other day and I did not retighten my hardware all the way. So I lost hardware out on the trail, and luckily I brought my other one with me, my bomber, and I just had to put this thing down. But for the few minutes that I did get to run it, it was doing excellent. So that's a plus. Before I put these top ones back on, I'll tip this thing up. I'm super excited about the race, super happy with where this thing's at. It's come a long way. I think there's a guy on the RC Bouncer page that I'm on, the Facebook page. I think his name's Jordan. Funny ass guy, man. He was giving me a little bit of a hard time and telling me something that I already knew about, but just was unable to get it to work up until now. And what's funny is what it took to work, it's just, well, more springs, but there aren't really spring packs for the shocks that I run on this vehicle. So I was kind of running into that as an issue. But now, as you can see, I'm running one with spring and the other one is purely just a dampener. And I just figured out how to do it last night. What I ended up doing is taking a long spring off each of them, which is long enough to dang near reach the whole length of the shock. And I put 2 on one on the front to give it the rebound that it really needs. So hopefully it does all right. Like I said, today when I ran it, it seemed to do great. So I'm not complaining about that. Where are we at? Okay. Oh yeah, I haven't showed you guys these links. Like I said, I make these. And you could too. They're extremely easy to learn how to make. I think I invested, and some of you might even probably already have the tools, but if you don't have the tools, I want to say I invested maybe about $100 to be able to make links easily on a regular basis. So my buddy can get this 3/16 inch plated steel rod for, you know, a few bucks for like 10 feet. So he's got a pretty good deal on that. That would be Jerry, by the way, who I'm talking about, the DMG. Okay, these used ones. I would like to put brand new ones on here only. Yeah. So these ones aren't perfect. I didn't really square them off, and at the time, you can see what I'm talking about. The end of the rod, it's not threaded straight on, and that's what the biggest thing that takes practice with making these links. If I get close up here, see a nice thick thread. I think it's 330 seconds, I believe. But then, like I said, I tap the Revo rod end out. I tap it out, and then or drill it out and then tap it. So now when you put it on the rod end, it perfectly screws on there, nice and easy. It goes all the way down. Once it gets down further on or further in there, it gets tight. But you know, for the amount of meat that I take out of it, I don't see that I'm losing any strength. I have broken before, but it's typically always these two right here or these two on the rear, just because they take the most direct abuse of anything, any of the links on there. Oh, there's a battery. 2 down, or 1 down, 3 to go. I gotta bring plenty of power, even though I know I won't be using it, but that's okay. Are you guys gonna give me a problem? Nope. Perfect. I'm feeling that I could be someone, be someone, be someone. It's Tracy Chapman, fast car. That one started. This one, I was only running 4, but for as much as I drive this thing and abuse it, I can be a little more patient and put in the extra 2 damn screws, or 4 damn screws. Not a big deal. So that's what I'm gonna do for now. Those holes are there for a reason. Going pretty quick. I kept putting this off and putting it off and putting it off. I've actually made a couple videos recently, but I didn't even post them. I just deleted them just because, you know, it's funny what you think would be easy for a YouTuber to make a video. It's not, especially if you want it to be a decent video, you know, when you care about it. I'd say it's very easy to just like, oh, that's not good enough. Oh, that's not good enough. So, yeah. This one's just more of an impromptu. Me BSing and working on this, and we're about to see the aftermath of what replacing your rod ends does for your vehicle. I can keep this damn fucking hair out of my face, excuse my language. Come on. The damn screw is just toying with me. There it is. There it is. Huge pain in the booty. Whoa! It's in. Haha. Tell you what, man. Working on a rock bouncer sucks. No, it's not terrible, but it is not easy. I'd much rather work on about anything else, except from what I've heard, maybe an Exoterra. Oh, well, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to pull that off and put it back on. What we deserve. So, if you guys wouldn't mind entertaining me, if anybody's watching this, could you let me know if you're going to the race? If I'll see you there and get to meet you, shake your hand, see what you're driving, get to BS with you. Sounds like I'm excited. It's been so long since I've been on a vacation either. Last time I went anywhere other than the lake the last, 3 or 4 years, which is a family deal. Like my mom and dad and my brothers and their kids and blah blah blah. Last time I went anywhere was 2015, was the Crawlapalooza in Disney, Oklahoma. So I haven't been anywhere since then. Alright, here it is. Oh man, look at the difference. Holy cow. I really didn't think it was going to be that drastic, but I knew it was going to be, but I didn't believe it. I just sat there and inspected it over and over. It's like, I mean, some of the stuff loose, but it ain't that bad. Yeah, that tiny little gaps in between really made a huge difference. So, and having bad rod ends that I've learned from with crawling is it can affect the attitude of the vehicle, and those little minor effects can kind of make a big overall difference. Sweet deal. I think I'm just going to do the front rod ends. Other than that, guys, I think I'm going to leave the video right there. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, let me know if you're going. See you later.